Hello everyone and welcome back to Shrey FC. I hope you all are well and you're good. Please again as a request, it doesn't take much to hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, please first of all go to the panelist section. Sports Nerd Nathan, one of the most easiest name to remember in the description. The name is given. Do go and subscribe and get into 1K very quickly. And below we have our old man who is coming after a very long time in football now in YouTube. A lot of break for him. Bilal Bhai from FTWB. So do go and subscribe. I'll add his link in the description. But it's easy to remember. FTWB, Real Madrid Manchester United fan. How are you? First of all, Bilal Bhai and then Nathan Bhai.
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you? And it's good to be back on your channel. And I had so many plans, but I thought I should go on your channel and discuss because after a long time, it takes like a more time. Like honestly, I decided to come on your channel and do some discussions. It's healthy and kind of after I saw that match of India, it was brilliant. And congratulations to all the Indian football fans for winning the SAF championship. And actually, that was a great performance, a solid performance from the Indian team. And honestly, it has risen from the ruins because honestly, after that 12 years back, a 9-1 loss against Kuwait, and till now, India have won against Kuwait in the SAF championship final, and it is a really good achievement for India, and hope that the future for India is very good. And let's get on to our discussions as well on Mason Mount and everything. So, up to you.
So big up Bilal Bhai and Congress to India. It was fantastic to watch the penalty shootout. And Sports Nathan was already watching along that match. So do go and watch that video. And also along with that, do subscribe to his channel. And coming to you, Nathan Bhai, big up to Bhaga bro. We'll quickly go on to Manchester United one, but before, how are you, Nathan bro? And how does it feel right now?
It feels great. I full disclosure, my subscribers asked me to watch the Indian game because I don't follow Indian football, and before anyone gives me hate, I watch enough sports as it is. So please just cut me some slack. Okay. I do 4:30, 5:30 in the morning UFC streams and all. Like, please just let I also have like family and life and like other things to do. Like I'm not saying that I shouldn't watch India, but my subscribers made me watch. I said, you know what? No football going on. Why not? Get to chill with the subscribers. I haven't done that in week 7 since the FA Cup final. Why not? Yeah, it's a good moment. It's a good opportunity to sit with everyone, chill, watch a game that we all are invested in. So I said, let's do it. I didn't do the semifinals. I did the Pakistan match, and I did this match. It was fun, exciting. Yeah, I thought we shouldn't. I thought we gave a sloppy goal. Be honest, the fullback wasn't trailing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you watch the football we watch, like watching this sometimes can be taxing. Yeah. Listen, you
And
want
I think
to
watching
abuse
penalty
me.
shootout is like, oh my god, that is nerves.
If if people want to abuse me for saying this, but I have to admit, like when you watch the football we watch and when you watch the way we conceded that first goal, I'm like, I was like, okay. But then after we conceded, the fight back, ooh,
Hmm.
Sunil Chetri was giving them problems the whole game.
And I
He
think that
clearly
pass
was
by Sunil
faster than
Chetri,
he
like
was clearly.
that was a
The thing I
quality
noticed
pass.
was the thing I noticed most importantly was he had that extra pace in him, yeah, and he was
Yeah,
troubling the defense.
he was
He was
troubling those
troubling them.
defenders. He was troubling those 6-1 defenders. His height is not supporting him,
Yeah.
but he was doing wonders in this game. Yeah, honestly,
No, it's
that's
like Insigne vibes, He's using his low center of gravity to like take that part, take advantage of that. I mean,
And I
and the
think
raucous
overall,
crowd in
I'll always say
Bangalore,
like I
Bangalore
think it's
was
not bad.
awesome.
Like, see, everyone has their own preference, and I think to really go upon someone is not right. I think Bhagabra, you're absolutely right, and everyone has their own opinion. Like, some people was, some people don't. So it's just like everyone's preference, and I think it should be
Yeah, I used to
respected. Like,
watch Dempo. As a Goan, I used to watch Dempo, but then obviously now I can't. You can't really see it. I have access to it, but because of being Goan and my dad used to watch Nicholas Pereira, who's one of the OG big time center backs of India. I actually was classmates with his son. It's very weird because my dad used to tell me about him. I never knew, and then next thing I know, I'm in college with his with his son. It's a very weird thing. And we used to talk about his dad. And I used to tell him my dad used to go watch your dad in Bombay when we used to watch Dempo play. But yeah, so I used to watch Dempo, but then when Dempo kind of moved away, I I don't watch ISL because I think it's too commercialized. I don't support that. And the
I
first
do
season
understand that
really
point.
and the first season really frustrated me because it was like we had more overseas players than Indian players. I'm like, what's the point? Like,
Hmm.
no, thank you.
But
Like,
now it's time to go on the Mason Mount chat. And we can see here Bhagabray already Arsenal fans saying that Kai is much Mount is not better than Kai. So already Arsenal and Manchester United was starting. We are the beneficiaries. We've earned around 120 million from both the sales. And I think Mason Mount has gone to Manchester United. And Fabrizio, here we go, has come. The
Now
medical
it
has
would be really wondering to see how Chelsea spends this budget. If you go and spend 105 million on a new star boy, kind of a 18-19-year-old boy, no, it won't work. You need to make two signings at least from these 120 million
hmm.
if you
I
want
think for
to
me, the
at least
preference will
rebuild your
be
squad
Caicedo and
properly.
a Lavia. For me, it will be Caicedo, Lavia, but I think I know
But I
people
guess
won't agree, but Chelsea's building should
Lavia
be in the
is
future.
tilting towards Liverpool. Lavia is tilting towards Liverpool at
Hmm.
this point of
No, but
time
Lavia is not a
because
priority. Like Lavia is like, let's have someone for backup for me, young player. But the priority is Caicedo. I think Lavia for me, and big up to Darain, bro. Big up Darain. Thank you so much, brother, to support the channel. Means a lot as well. Now let's go panel by panel. I'll give my opinion afterwards, but it's important to get first of all from Manchester United fans. Mason Mount to Manchester United, guys, is complete. You're getting Mason Mount. You paid us 55 million plus 5 add-ons. Now I don't know how achievable those add-ons are, but right now basic fee is 55 million. So first of all, going to Nathan Bhai. Nathan Bhai, how do you feel getting Mason Mount right now, and do you think he will fit into your team? To be honest.
so as I told Ankit Bhai on Almighty Blues, I was very frank. I'm not happy with the signing. There are many reasons for it. One of the reasons is one of the reasons is actually very simple. One of the reasons is he is like a player of this caliber would be like fourth choice of what we need right now. So for me, knowing how we are moving in the market right now has been very disappointing. uh, we have essentially no goalkeepers and no strikers because now we're not letting Tom Eaton have a career because Erik Ten Hag is basically between a rock and a hard place because he doesn't want Anderson after because the club doesn't want Anderson anyway after what he said. Tom Eaton wants to go to Luton. We have let De Gea's contract run out, although apparently we will be talking to him after his wedding, and we don't have Onana. So basically, we had three goalkeepers. We essentially have zero. We've had two strikers. We essentially have zero, and we end up going for Mount, which makes no sense to me because at the end of the day, he would be maybe fifth on my priority, like a number eight, at 8-10ish. Quite honestly, he's more attacking, but I think he's going to swap roles with Bruno, is what I assume. They're going to
and
swap
sorry to
because
interrupt you, 55 million for a fifth choice, kind of a, like, if we talk about your
also
kind of choice, 55 million, and it's almost half the budget which United are getting this summer. It's
exactly.
120, and it's half, like 55 plus 5, it would be 60, and it's only 60 million. And if we go for Rasmus Holland, he would cost us like 35, 40, and there would be no budget for any goalkeeper. Like, we have to
Yeah.
sacrifice one place for another.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it's very frustrating because everyone went on about this distribution thing. We don't have Onana. Everyone went on the striker thing. We don't have a striker. So it's like, and I'll give you my reasoning. I'll push it off to Bilal. I'll just answer. I'll tell you why I'm not happy and then I'll move it on. I'm not happy for one reason. One is he was not priority. Two is we don't have the money to buy the players we need. And three, quite honestly, I wanted to buy players that can establish themselves as a Manchester United player and not a player that established somewhere else in the Premier League and come in. That's why I was not happy about it. That's what I told
But
Ankit
Nathan,
Bhai.
bro, like really,
I'm
really
not happy
sorry
about it.
to cut in,
No, no
but
problem.
Nathan, bro, like I do understand he might not be the starter or the preferred choice because even I was stunned like you were going for Mason Mount because I see Bruno playing that role, and for me, if you're playing Casemiro, Bruno Mount, it already defensively is a disaster. But for me, is it not important to back Ten Hag? Like there will be a reason Ten Hag wants him because even
See,
at
but
I believe at IX he wanted him when.
yeah, so backing him is one thing, Shrey. The problem is priority is the utmost purpose. We have no number nines. Like backing him to like what blindly. So if we start the season with no number nine, am I supposed to go? He wanted Mount, so it's okay. I can't do that because I know we need a number nine. Like I can't do that. Like I'm sure that there's a lot of people in the chat or in general will go, we have to back him. He's done well this far. I'm like, it's not about him doing well. It's about what we need. What we need is priority. Like we don't let our. So let me just put it in one. Let me put the De Gea thing in one box, and I'll just throw it away after I'm done. For me, because I watched many years of football, believe that legends come in eras. If that makes sense to anyone, there are long tenured players and they become our legends or because of their contributory factor. In our worst decade, in the last 30 to 40 years, we have had exactly one legend and we just let him walk out on a free. Whatever you think about him, I'm not going to debate it. Whatever anyone thinks about him, that's fine. He is literally our only legend in the last 12 years. He has been our most consistent player in the last 12 years. He has helped us remain relevant in the last 12 years. Whatever anyone thinks about that, I don't think that can be disputed. We literally just let him walk free because in the name of distribution. Now, I have no problem. If Andre Onana comes here and he starts hitting pinging assists, great. But we don't even have a goalkeeper. So for me, backing Ten Hag blindly is not the solution. We just let one of our promising right backs, Ethan Laird, also go for sale. Like I'm frightened. Ethan Laird was someone that was supposed to make a
But
run
I
into our
think
team.
Ethan Ladd,
I'm
I do
frightened.
understand Ethan Ladd was very promising, but you still have like Van Bissaka, Dalo. So I think the guy
No,
might
but
not
what
have
I'm
really
trying,
got
what
the
I'm trying, but we
chance.
shouldn't have, but what we shouldn't have sold him, Nashre, because we could have loaned him to a Premier
Hmm.
League team. We could have done that. We could have loaned Zidane Iqbal to a championship team. There are better options
Hmm.
because this 1 million, this 1 and 2 million, we are going to pay Jadon Sancho and Rashford's 2 weeks salary, and that's the price we paid. We got us on sale for them. Where's the maths? The maths is
Hmm.
not mathing. It's terrible decisions. Whether you want him or not is irrelevant. It's not good business decision making. So I
But I
can't
think
blind him. I can't back him blindly. But I mean, we got Mount now, so hopefully he does
But
well.
I
Like
think where he could work, and I'll ask this the same to Bilal, bhai, where I think he could work for Mason Mount, and this is me being a Chelsea fan, but I think Mason can do a good job. Is I think first of all, I watched that final, and see, I love Ericsson with what happened and the way he has come back. A lot of respect and admiration for him as a human being, as a person, as a professional. But Ericsson was disaster in the final. Like defensively, he was a disaster, and you've gone to Old Trafford, you've gone to so many tough places for me, and you've got battered. Why? Because the midfield was easily bypassed by when I watch Manchester United, this is me, Chelsea. We were horrific last year. We were bad. And we could have scored four at Old Trafford. We could have conceded eight, but we could have scored four. Lewis Hall was having the time of his life at the left. He was having space at the left. Chukwuemeka was cooking the United midfield because there was acre of space around him. And Casemiro, in the end, he went through a very bad form because he had no one to back. Like, the guy was run down to his knees, absolute knees. And I think for me, where Mason can work for Manchester United is he's versatile. Anthony, for me, I do like him. He's a very talented guy, but I think his end product is just not there. And Mason can score from right wing. Mason can play in the left wing instead of sometimes if Rashford is injured or Rashford wants to go up, Garnacho at the left. He can replace Bruno Fernandes. He can even play in the midfield against low blocks. So I think that is one thing where Mason can bring, and he's a player that's very professional. But coming to you, Bilal, by like as a yourself a United fans as well, and we know that you have players like Casemiro, Cruz, Modric earlier in Real Madrid. You have seen the great midfields that the team used to have. So, guys, I'll take the chats. Just we'll finish on the Bilal by points, and then I'll take the chats. So, Bilal by, from your opinion, what do you think? Like, do you think this could be a good signing, and you should be backing the manager to the hill, or sometimes it's about yeah, manager backing is important, but the target just doesn't make sense.
Like honestly, I just I cleared my point earlier in Nathan Bhai's point. Like 55 to 60 million just doesn't make sense for me. If it would have been a 30 to 35 million deal, I would have been like, honestly, yeah, backing the manager is important and he would provide us depth. And like Ericsson, after 2 more years, he won't be that same 33, 34 years, and we need to replace him as well. And Bruno would also be 30, 31. So it would be Mason Mount, a 24-year-old. It would make sense for me. But 55 to 60 million just doesn't make any sense. And it's clearly obvious that 15 million is the United tax. And honestly, that doesn't make sense for me at this point of time. If when we need two priority signings like of a striker, probably it would have been a very very good deal if we would have been gone to Gonzalo Ramos. we would have triggered his 65 million. I guess it is his release clause, or we have to pay 60 something million, and they would eventually sit down.
His release clause is 106 million euros, which is like
Oh,
90
but they would
million.
be no, but Benfica would be open to discussing this deal, and they
Yeah,
want
yeah,
at least
yeah.
75 million around for him, and we would have been set down at 60 to 65 million with the add-ons, and probably, and that would have been a great deal because Gonzalo Ramos has shown that he's been a great goal scorer. He can press well as well, but no, we didn't go for him, and this only just the main point for me is that the United have not been really that convincing in the summer market in this summer, because we really need to finish. We have finished third in the Premier League this season. We have Champions League football next season, and you really need squad depth in that, because the last season we were chasing a quadruple. But this season, if we would go down like Liverpool, it would not make sense for me at all, because it would be like, okay, United really finished third, and it was their priority. And then Erik Ten Hag would be questioned again that what did he do in his second season? He did not do well, but we don't know the point now, because we need a goalkeeper at this point of time as well. We have not renewed David De Gea. He was even tweet. There was a tweet of him like an emoji that he was waiting for
Sorry.
Manchester United to renew, to send a renewal offer, but they didn't. United are not even convincingly, because honestly, I should, when I was like not a bit. I'm not a fan of David De Gea at this point of time. Honestly, it might be my opinion, and it might hurt United fans as well, because at this point of time, even though I would respect him because he's won the Golden Glove, 17 clean sheets is very good with the defensive line of like in some games we had Harry Maguire as well, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof as well. So it was really good. But even though despite this, the distribution thing, and it doesn't if Erik Ten Hag doesn't wants him, then you should back him. And now it's Andre Onana. Andre Onana has been linked to Al Nassr as well. That Al Nassr, if they would pour some cash, if they would splash some money, he would eventually go there. And फिर से वही कट जाएगा United का. It would eventually then go down that we'll have to sign Bajlo, that I guess
But I think
Feyenoord,
Dutch keeper,
I do
Feyenoord.
understand your
Feyenoord.
point. I absolutely understand your concern, Bilal, but I think
Mhm.
yeah, just one point, Bilal. Like, I do understand your concern, and just before I take chats, I do understand your concern. But I think in goalkeeping department, I do have a bit of sympathy for Ten Hag and some of the executives, because United have new executives now, but the previous disaster by the great Ed Woodward was just too much to cover up. There's no players to say. Like, Chelsea have been able to sell players, first of all, due to Saudi getting some players and the need for the league. But also, Chelsea have so many sellable assets. Mount is a sellable asset. Havertz is a sellable asset. We have so many youngsters who are sellable assets. As much as it hurts to me to say this, but that's a reality. That's a business.
No,
Football is a business.
even though Mount is a Cobham boy, but what he did, he went to we are the rivals of you, na, in the top six division, like, but there are like Anthony Martial doesn't wants to go. He wants to spend time in the with the United medical team. He wants to spend a whole season, and we would not sell him. Guarantee my words, we would not sell him this summer as well. He would not go, because there is no point he's going. Even the Saudis wouldn't buy him, because they don't want to pay so much cash for a player who's just injured. Harry Maguire, there have been talks. There have been talks that Harry Maguire will leave. There have been talks Harry Maguire will be leaving, and Erik Ten Hag will talk with him. Only there are talks. There's nothing concrete that Harry Maguire would be leaving. Like Tottenham links were coming, Newcastle links were coming, but there's no concrete, because nobody wants 80 million we splashed for him, because he was a very good defender at that point of time. He's Southgate's own boy. He's England's own boy.
Like on Maguire, like the problem with Manchester United on Maguire, I'll just take chance because people might get angry, but just giving a bit of point on Maguire, I think it will be better for Manchester United has themselves to understand that we need to get this guy out on loan and then with an option to buy. There's no chance in hell that anyone right now will pay the 40 million, because he's not a youngster. If he was 22-year-old, 23-year-old, you might have got 30 million, 40 million. I still think Maguire could be a very good player for a team that wants to play low block, like a team like West Ham. I know West Ham fans might not
Like
agree, but
he plays good under Gareth Southgate, because he has that support of Declan Rice, those ball playing midfielders.
Defensive team, like as much as England is a fantastic team overall on players, I think Gareth Southgate is a more defensive manager, and I think Maguire should be a player that should go on loan. But quickly taking some chat before we go on another points. And Gurshan Bhai, big up to Gurshan Bhai. He has a channel just posted. Do go and subscribe. I talked with Nathan Bhai when he came on my channel 3-4 months back on how United can confirm top 3 next season. And looks like they are on it. So I'll later get into this question in the video. And imagine having 2 Champions League winner who fit the culture and selling them. Chelsea, Bhaga bro, I think that's too harsh. I think overall, you cannot keep players that's also been inconsistent. Like, I like Havertz. I think he's going to do a good job for you, Bhaga bro. But Havertz has been very inconsistent for Chelsea. And I think Mason Mount, I do like him.
I think Shrey is being very, very polite. He's been terrible this season. He's been absolutely terrible this season.
He has been
and
terrible.
I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. I'm genuinely surprised they spent 60 million on Havertz. I think y'all got a really good deal there for the price and the performances.
I think even we were surprised. I thought that Arsenal will come with a 45 million offer straight away for them to come 60. I think his reality is happened because they wanted Mount. I think Arsenal really wanted Mount, but Ten Hag swayed Mount to Manchester United because Mount was heavily linked to go to Liverpool. And I thought, oh my God. That's why I'm a bit more calmer. He has gone to United. I was thinking, oh my God, Mount, Fabinho, McAllister, pace, energy, aggression. My God, Liverpool are going to be strong. Now Liverpool have gone with another top player, and that even concerns me more. And going on more chats here, my agenda on Mason, if you don't want to stay, no matter how good you are, please go. And if we can win without, I think that's where Chelsea fans are not understanding. I love Mount, but Mount is not that type of legend at the club. Like, winning a Champions League doesn't make you a legend at the club. Like, that's a reality for all the clubs. Otherwise, West Brown will be the Manchester United legend in front of Rio Ferdinand because the guy won so many trophies. Player could be good, respect him, but they cannot be a legend. If it's about legend, Raul Milares scored a very big goal. Ramirez scored one of the most beautiful goals, the chip against Barcelona. You cannot make a legend straight away because of that. And United, Chelsea should sign Harry Kane. Both need striker. Chelsea plays Raheem Sterling, a right winger, as a striker. I do agree, but Levy won't sell.
No. He won't. It would eventually. He would eventually go down to 110, 120. He would sit down, and then even he would ask for add-ons. Like, give me 10 to 20 million add-ons as well. Like, United are doomed in this because it won't happen. Actually, it won't really happen this summer.
I think
Harry Kane.
I think we buy him in Jan. I think Levy's forced to sell him because he's going to go free.
Yeah.
I think Harry Kane moves in Jan. And one thing
is his contract expiring? Is his contract expiring?
Yeah. He has 1 year left.
It's 1 year. It's 1 year left on his contract. It's just 1 year. But the problem is,
he won't renew then. He really won't renew.
But you know what's the really funny thing?
I believe
really
we are underrating Tottenham. Like, guys,
they're not in Europe.
Underrating Tottenham. We are really underrating Tottenham. Like, before that, Sports Free, big up, guys. Do go and subscribe to Anurag Bhai's channel, Sports Free. Great content. And big up Anurag Bhai. But coming on to Harry Kane, James Maddison has already been signed. They're trying to sign Solomon from Fulham. The guy is just splendid player.
No, they really signed everybody. They really signed everybody last summer as well. Even Perisic, James Spence, that was a wonder kid kind of a boy. Even Perisic was a Antonio Conte system player. No, they signed a great manager, but Levy won't allow so much like flexibility to a manager. Postecoglou won't. I think he won't work there. He won't work under Daniel Levy. If Conte didn't work, if Pochettino, if Jose Mourinho didn't work, no, Levy wouldn't allow him.
I just think Harry Kane's leaving. That's it, really. I'm looking.
Yeah, things might change. Things might change. Things really might change in the next few days. No, Bayern are coming with a good offer, and I think Levy will be forced to sell him because
Bayern will not get accepted, Bilal bhai. They've come with a 60 million bid that you paid us for Mount. No way in hell Levy will accept that.
No, because it's less. It's very less. Honestly, if you should talk about Harry Kane, I think 70-80 million would be enough. But yeah, we know 20 million he would demand more. So 100 million, I guess it would be a good deal. It would be really, really good deal for Bayern because they really need a striker at this point of time. Choupo-Moting won't do wonders for them next season. He did what he did in the last season Champions League or something. But no, he won't do this time.
But I think they will have to shell out 100. They will have to shell out 100 if they dream to get Kane because Levy is.
They would because they want him, because they really, really want him. They want a proven goal scorer.
if we wait till Jan, how much do you think Levy's going to sell him for? Because Levy's going to get nothing.
I think 70, 60 to 17 Jan. I
At
believe
in
he'll agree to
Jan,
60.
I think
Hmm.
he's not worth. In Jan, he's not worth it. I'd take him for
Hmm.
free next season.
I
I
think
take
that's
him.
what I think that's what Kane is trying to do. I think Kane is trying to stay there for a year, leave on a high
Yeah.
note, try to play under Postecoglou for 1 year, get some goals, get 20, 30 goals in there to share a record, and then he will
How would
leave to
he
United.
do without Europe? What would he do without Europe? Man,
He That's his
it's
Premier League record,
really
Bilal
doomed.
bhai.
Why?
He's 41 goals behind. He's just 41 goals behind, and he can literally score 30 next season as well. James Madison behind him,
That doesn't
Solomon
matter. That really doesn't matter. Individual records really matter. But if your team
for
wins
women,
and
yes.
then you win and then you win a trophy, then you win like a Golden Boot winner, Premier League Golden Boot winner, Champions League Golden Boot winner, then it would make sense that you have won a trophy by yourself as well and for your team as well. But this, like, it won't matter. He would go down as the one of the best Premier League players, but if we talk about trophies, it won't work at all. He won't be remembered as the guy who wins trophies. Like,
Hmm.
simple as that.
And now, continuing on the Mason Mount topic, so we went to Kane, but I think we'll come later on that. So first of all, going to Nathan Bhai here, and I think I'll go to Bilal Bhai as well because this is an interesting question. Like, who wins it? Like many people have been saying, Chelsea fans have been going on. My God, why we have let Mount go? Mount is one of the best. Mount is better than Jude Bellingham, and Chelsea fans have been furious, angry. If Rice is going for 100, why Mason is going for 55? We should be getting 80, 90. We should be paying him 300k. So Chelsea fans have been furious in their way. He's a Cobham guy, Cobham lad. He loved the club. There are Chelsea fans on the other hand. We got 55 million. Thank you, Manchester United. And Manchester United fans on the other end, one end, my God, Mount, my fifth choice, sixth choice, as Nathan Bayer said. Other United fans, come on, 55 million is nothing in the market. His average price is the best player we could have got. Let's bet Ten Hag and go far. So I think it's been very like tipsy turvy on the both end. So I'll give my opinion on the last. First of all, going to Nathan Bhai. Nathan Bhai, you have got a player for 55 million. We have got 55. In your opinion, who has won the deal and who, in your opinion, will win the deal in the future? In your opinion,
Well, I think we have won the deal because I don't think we're going to extend Eriksen's contract after this year. We have an option to 1 year extend after this 2023-24 season. I don't think we will. So technically, we got a long-term problem. The reason I say he's a fourth, fifth choice is because we needed two strikers, two midfielders. Out of those two midfielders, we needed a Casemiro replacement because we don't have him, and we needed a defender and a goalkeeper. So when I say fourth, fifth choice, it's not necessarily shade on Mason Mount, but it's more on the fact that we actually need players because we don't have players in positions at all. Like we're talking about backups or substitutes, long-term substitutes, but in two of the positions we don't even have a player at all. So in terms of fifth choice, sixth choice, it's I meant it in that way in the sense of we actually have positions where we have no players at the moment. 50, 55 million, I'd say we win, and I'll tell you why I think we win. I mean, you'll spend like I don't know how much on Modric. Modric looks like he's gonna. I don't want to jinx it because
No,
he looked
he
promising,
was
but
actually good in Ukraine versus France.
yeah,
He was actually good in
exactly,
there.
exactly. So I don't know, but it seems like he might tailspin. But the reason I say I think we won is because we have at least got a proven commodity. I don't know how y'all are going to use the money in this when I mean proven commodity, I mean in the sense of we have seen him play, we have seen him hit the highs of highs, whereas we don't really know how you're going to spend the money. So I would say
hmm.
long term scenario, I think we won. So I'd say I'm like that. I'm happy about it because next year Christian Eriksen will leave as well. So yeah, I'm okay with it personally. I'm just annoyed that we have other positions we need to actually fill and we spend money first
Like,
on this.
he would have gone next year as well because his contract is expiring in 2024. And if Ericsson would have left and then we would have made contacts and signed Mount, it would have made sense as well because 120 million for our goalkeeper or striker options. Like, if we talk about the defenders, we don't really have those defenders. If Harry Maguire leaves, we only have three options. And Biassi, I guess, that French player, I guess, Lens, na?
Disasi.
Lens or Rene? Does he play?
Monaco is Disasi and Nice is Jean-Claire Todibo.
So I think if we go for them for like 15-20 million deal, like it would be good. If we sell Harry Maguire, if we sell Harry Maguire, then it would make sense because Rafael Varane is an injury prone player. We have seen it, and he's in his 30s and he won't really play well in the next 1-2 years as well. He would
Alvin,
go
what
to
about
if
Tillman or Mark Guhi? Like Mark Guhi, if you can get him for 30 to 40, I think that guy is one of the players who's very consistently performing well, and
but this
I
year
think
we
that
don't.
would be a good guy. And even
I
if you
think
want
I
someone from
think
Chelsea,
Ten Hag's choice is not that of buying a center back at this point of time, because he wants a player like if we can get of 10 to 15, like we got a left back Tyrell Malacia when we had Alex Telles and Luke Shaw last season. We had a 17 million deal for him. So
hmm,
if that deal comes apart, like 15 to 17, 20 million max to max, it would make sense for him that a center back signing would eventually be completed. But that would again reduce our budget further, because we won't sell players. We really won't sell players, because Jadon Sancho will be given a chance this season. He won't be sold this summer. And Harry Maguire, I don't think so. He'll be leaving. Martial will not be
hmm.
leaving. And I think Alex Telles wouldn't bring us much money at that.
Much
Like
money.
we want to. And Axel Tuanzebe, I guess he's been
I think
sold, or
most
it is
probably
No,
it
no,
is
Maguire. I
Axel
think
Eric
will
Bailly.
go.
He's free because he was on his last day. He went
Uh,
to Stoke on
Eric
loan.
Bailly. Eric
But I
Bailly
think,
would be
guys,
sold.
don't you think
Eric,
Maguire
Eric
wages
Bailey
can be
under
taken away?
5
Like
million
he might go on loan.
is the
Uh,
bid.
Maguire wages can be taken away, so Maguire can go. Sadly,
no,
Nathan Lad
just
is
just
already gone,
just get him out of this club, bro. Just get him
and
out of this
wages as
club.
well.
Because
And
I'm really
Sancho,
annoyed with that
I
guy.
think
Yaar.
Sancho was a. I think Sancho is still a choice for West
How
Ham, but I
how
don't
did he
think he'll
score a
choose West
own
Ham.
goal, man? Own goal against Sevilla. That was shit. Pure shit.
I think that's a bit wrong. I think he deserves blame, but even
I
Tenga did
blame
not cover himself in good light.
I blame Casemiro for that actually, because Casemiro was the guy marking the player, and then
But
it was that
actually,
that
Can you like
in the
not
end, it was an
praising
OG.
Glory in that
OG.
match, Sevilla, like that
OG.
pass he made.
Very bad, very bad. It was that
But
game
I
was.
think
Just
you
those
guys might not agree,
that
but then
night was
again,
really annoying. That
it was a
David
good
De
thing we
Gea
were knocked out.
mistake. That
I
was
think,
absolutely shit.
but Bilal bhai, I think if you stayed in the Europa League, I don't think you will get top four that season because you were tiring out. At the end of the season, I think United, when I saw the matches, you were
Hmm.
literally on the last legs. Like you won that match
So
against
that
us, and we are absolutely idiotic team.
for that
We were
reason,
that
we are
time
saying
playing
that
against the
we need
clouds.
to have squad depth. How will we play Marcus Rashford as a number 9? He doesn't press well. He becomes tired after 30 to 40 minutes. He just presses a simple sprint and he goes, and that the keeper passes it to the right back or the left back or somewhat, or clears it. He doesn't press like I would appreciate in this point, like Wout Weghorst press very well in that Manchester United team
But I think that's the
in the
problem, Bilal
last
bhai.
4 months, like.
He does press well. He does press well, but as a
But
striker
he wasn't a
or a
striker,
person
na.
that's
He
six
wasn't a
foot,
striker, na. He really
Bilal bhai, I
wasn't a
can
striker.
guarantee
He didn't
you,
knew how to score
you
goals.
might not be surprised. Even you might head the ball. Bilal bhai, even you might head the ball better than Vegas. Like for a person that's 6 foot, for a person you expect the header to go in or at least be decent, Vegas
Yeah,
for a
he
6 foot
really
player is one of the worst I've seen.
only pressing doesn't work, na. If you talk about, like, for that reason, for pressing reason, Ten Hag didn't use Ronaldo. Like, he wanted a much more kind of a versatile player, and he tried to like in the third match in Liverpool, in the third match of the season against Liverpool, he used Marcus Rashford for Cristiano Ronaldo to try to be more versatile, to try to press more, and he did a good job in that match, and that was the turning point of the season. But only pressing doesn't work, because a striker needs that
Are
qualities
you there?
of link up play, of that shooting abilities, of that heading abilities. He didn't have much, and he only had that one ability of pressing high up the pitch, and sometimes it would not work as well.
Hmm. But Bilal bhai, on the question for you, who wins it? Chelsea getting 55 million or Manchester United paying 55 million for Mason Mount in the future? Who do you think has got a better deal here?
I think in my opinion, we would have gone for him next summer for 2024, because Mason Mount would not have renewed, because under Pochettino, he would really, if Ten Hag had made his mind this summer that we will be buying you next summer, you just don't want to extend your contract next summer. So it would have made sense. And Mason Mount next season, if he would have stayed at Chelsea this season, 2023-24 season, he would not have flourished more. And eventually we would have bought him as a free agent, but 55 million deal for me, if it would have been a 40 million deal, it would have been a win for United. But it is a win for Chelsea because Chelsea has got 60 million for a player like who's been not a really good player in this season. Eventually, every player was not good, and except Enzo Fernandez or like these players. But eventually, he was also not good. But 55 to 60 million is a good deal for Chelsea for me. But the way they use, then it would determine that if they win or it is a win of Manchester United.
So on that, I do agree. But in my humble opinion, what I do think, guys, for me, it's a win-win for both in terms and lose-lose for both. I think it's a very fair one because for Chelsea, I think yes, we sold him for 55 million, we made a profit. But as Nathan Bhai and Bilal said earlier in the video, if we go and sign draws like what we did in 17-80 season when we brought Drinkwater, Bakayoko, one of the worst windows I'll ever remember, and the person who got that window should be having a clown emoji and should be put in a museum to not have a window like that. And I think if we do something like that, then it's horrific. But if we go and get a Caicedo from the money of this, and let's say we go and get another midfielder or even Onana, that's where we.
And who'd be that midfielder like after Caicedo? Who'd be that midfielder because you don't have depth. You don't have depth. Like honestly, 7 to 8 players have been sold. Like no, that doesn't like the quality of the depth means a lot as well. The quality is not there at the moment.
The problem is, I think
Chalobah can play DM, right, Shreya?
But Chalobah, no, bro, no. I think
if I'm not mistaken, I believe Chalobah has played DM. I don't know.
Yeah, he has, but
sell Chalobah. The biggest problem is they're trying to sell Chalobah. That's the most problem about Chelsea board.
I think Milan or what? Milan or what?
Milan. But hopefully Inter Milan with a loan and obligation to buy. So I think we get away. But in my opinion, Bilal bhai, I think we are going to play a 4-2-3-1 next season. And I think, to be really honest, we need 2 more midfielders. You have young players in Santos, Casadei, who I don't want to put a lot of pressure on. So I think this is why, for me, we need 2 midfielders. And if we can get Caicedo, and just an example, we get a Cherki. Like, we are trying to get linked with them. We get a creative midfielder in Cherki.
Cherki is damn good, bro. He's really good. I've watched his compilation.
We already have a Nkuku. We already have.
Won't you go for Arda Güler?
He's gone.
But he's gone to Real Madrid or Barca. Real or Barca. It's between. No. He'll be making his decision. He's in Istanbul, and I've read the reports of Madrid that he's in Istanbul, and he'll be making his decision imminently between Real Madrid or Barcelona. Probably. I think if he wants first team, and that would not be guaranteed in Real Madrid at this point of time because there are 6 midfielders. Seven midfielders, and in Barcelona as well there are so many midfielders. Gundogan is there, Pedri, Gavi, Frenkie. I guess Kessie might not be leaving, or Kessie might leave in the late window as well, probably. But it is up to him because he's a really good player as well. And Ryan Cherki, as you told about him, he's really good.
Like the chat is getting angry, so taking a bit of chats because they will be thinking 15 minutes से बिठा के रखा गधे यार. So I think let's take a bit of chats here, and I think don't forget Richarlison. I think for me, I really don't know. I don't want to go heavily on him because I think this season he might really work. I think we are going to see a better Tottenham. I'll make a video on that. And I think Tottenham finally are going in the right track, which is playing as an understudy. They think they're a big club, and this is no insult. I think they're a good club that plays good football, but that's their philosophy. They're just trying to do too much for me. And neither of you will be winning the league. But United feel like Chelsea last year, and at the moment won't make top 4. With United, when we finish the topic, I'll go to United, both the fans, to ask their prediction for the season. But in my humble opinion, I think United will be in the top 4, and I think I want confidence.
I was just going to say they said that last season too to us. So.
No, I'd honestly give my predictions on September 1 after all the signings made, after everything, because until now, I made my predictions like last year as well in July, in August, and it didn't work. Tottenham, I mentioned that Tottenham would be finishing 2nd or 3rd. They might even go for the title race. And what they did was absolutely shambles. And Chelsea, I predicted that they would be 4th.
What an idiot!
But I said City, Liverpool, United. And I said City, United, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. Like, I was an idiot, but
I mentioned
very
Arsenal
honest,
on fifth and Manchester United on fourth and Chelsea on sixth probably. But I was shaking like Chelsea might finish fourth or United might finish sixth, depending upon the corresponding like
we
matches
we
or
are
everything.
going to finish 12th. We were in a relegation battle at some point. Like I was watching Southampton matches and Bournemouth matches every
No,
day.
no,
It was same life.
that was
But Bilal
no
bhai,
way. You were struggling to score a goal, man. That was shambles.
but Bilal bhai, like being very honest in this one, why I do think you can finish top four is I think 5 teams are settled next season. Like you, Newcastle, Arsenal, City, Liverpool are settled teams. Chelsea, Tottenham are unpredictable. Like we cannot say anything regarding both these teams. Chelsea might have a very good season, one match a week, rest, but Chelsea are under 25 team right now. It also might be like we lose to Manchester City 7-0 and then we beat a team 7-0. It could easily be that
No,
case.
in the Champions League, if we talk about in the Champions League, Nathan, bhai, what do you think? Where we'll be finishing? I think no way we are
Round of
going
16.
beyond that round of 16. Yeah.
I think if we are favorable, I say at least a quarterfinal. Like the
But
draws. I don't.
otherwise
Champions League is not
we
draws.
Draws.
won't really
Bilal bhai,
because
like no disrespect, but
because that
Champions League is not the way to see.
you need those balls.
Champions
You
League
need
is
those
not
balls
strategy.
to commit in that in the Champions League because it.
Also you need
But
luck of a
bar,
draw. Yeah.
like being
You
very
need luck.
honest, Nathan, bro,
Ah,
like bar, let's say bar Real Madrid, who are the royalty of this competition, bar Manchester City, who you cannot even play till quarterfinals. Like English teams can only play each other
like
in
this year,
quarterfinals.
teams would fear. This year, teams would fear with Man City because honestly,
But
they
English
might
teams
even
cannot
do go
play.
for a
You
double.
cannot play Manchester City. You cannot play till round of 16. So, being very honest, if you avoid Real Madrid, who is a team like PSG? Like they're losing everyone right now. They're going on a PSG project now in the future, a young PSG. So, like being very honest, who is the team that can knock you out? Being very honest on paper, you Arsenal, Newcastle. If you get out of group stage, I
No,
think Champions League.
Arsenal won't go ahead of round of 16. No, they won't.
Oh.
No, no, no. Honestly, you might call me a madman, but meet me in January when Arsenal finish in the round of 16.
I don't think Newcastle will get past. I don't think
Ah,
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
I
No.
think that's first time. But one thing for
If
Newcastle is
United
that
if United get a really tough group, like if they finish second, probably if they get Real Madrid probably in their group, or like teams like PSG, or they might even
but being
finish
very
second.
honest, I think there are only three good teams right now in the world. Being very honest, Bayern, Real, and Manchester City. I don't think anyone else is at a top level. I think these three teams are
No,
at a level
no.
above. Even
On
coming
any
Barca.
given day, any team can beat Manchester
No,
United. Mark my
Bilal
words.
bhai, that's a good. That I do agree. But overall, this new opponent that I look and say, oh my God, United are certain losers here. Like bar Real Madrid, bar Manchester City, bar you can say somewhat Bayern Munich. Like if you even play Barcelona, you beat this so-called great Barcelona side in the Europa League, and you beat them. To be really honest, if you watch the matches, it was a comfortable going pass for United. It also wasn't like Barca thrashed them. It was a counter-attack masterclass. No, United were the better side. You should have beaten them at Camp Nou. And I think you were the better side than Barcelona in both the matches.
I
And
think
Xavi is proven
Benfica. For me, Benfica are a good team,
they
and
lost a
they
lot of
might
players.
even. No,
They might lose a lot of players this year.
but honestly, they really come out on top every year. Like in the last, the second last year, I guess, in the 21-22 Champions League semi, they even reached the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. Probably, I don't know, but they finished in that phase, and this year as well, they
That
finished
actually
really good.
Napoli, and
that
if
actually
Napoli
brings
can keep
brings
Osimhen,
me back to
if
my
Napoli can keep
Mount
Osimhen, do
point.
you think, Nathan Bhai, like if
Yeah.
What
Osimhen
point?
can
Napoli are not going to get rid of Osimhen or Kvaratskhelia this year. Doesn't matter what anyone does. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's next year.
Everyone's like,
It's next year.
everyone's like, oh, but what if we pay this much? What I'm like, bro, listen, the president said they are untouchable. Leave it alone. If you're bored
It's
with
a
the transfer window,
150 million clause for, I guess, Victor Osimhen.
180. They want
180,
180.
yeah.
The reports are coming out.
180.
Nobody's gonna
it
pay
doesn't
that.
matter, yeah. It doesn't matter. Nobody is worth that money. I don't care what their name is. I don't care. Ronaldo is not worth that. Messi is not worth that because you spend 200 even on a Ronaldo and Messi and the rest.
Mbappe.
Mbappe is not.
No,
Mbappe is
he's
guys,
not worth that.
like,
Who
but
is
no,
worth
no,
it?
I do agree with your point, Nathan Bhai. Like nobody's worth that money. But being very honest, if Declan Rice, like respect, I really like Declan Rice, but if he's going for 105 million, that I think I class Declan Rice a class player. If class player is going for 105 million, Bernard, the best player in the world, should be going for 200, 250. That's the
Yeah,
problem in today's market.
but the thing with that, but the
question
thing
for
with
you.
that Shrey is, right, is he, you're saying he's going for 105 million, right? At the end of the day, I can think of at least 3 DMs that are better than him, and we've all got them for less money. The thing with my problem with Rice is the whole year he's been shit in the league. This 105 million is because they won a conference league. Let's be real. If they
Yes.
don't win the conference league, if they
He would
don't
have
win the
been
conference,
gone for eighty,
which
80,
person
probably
is,
80.
yeah,
Hmm.
which person is coming on this chat and telling us he's worth 100 million? Bro, he was the skipper of the worst. They went from the best finish to the worst finish in 1 year, and he was the skipper. Like
But I think
who's how is
Nathan
he
bro,
worth 100 million?
I do agree
And
your
West Ham,
point
and
that
it's not like West Ham didn't make signings. West Ham made signings,
hmm,
and they still finished crap.
no,
So
no,
so
I
like,
think that is not on Rice. Like that is not on Rice because
but
I
that
No,
saw
but
in
Rice
but you're but
Rice
no,
was
you're
was a
the
good
skipper
player in
now.
that.
why David
See,
Moyes,
when,
like the problem with them was David Moyes was trying to be a Pep Guardiola. In reality, he has forgotten he
Ah,
was a
yes, that's
defensive
that's
manager.
the point.
He was
see
trying to play possession-based football, but still wants lumpy players up top. And Antonio said the best. Antonio said the best. We were trying to play something Skamaka could not work. I think Rice was a massive reason Nathan Brothers stayed up. Like he's not
no
100
no
and worth 500
but
million.
but
He's
but
no way
he,
worth.
he
But Enzo is
he's a
not worth
massive
120.
but he's a massive reason they stayed up. But at the
Hmm.
same time, he's also not what everyone talks about, because
Yeah.
last year when their players were all playing better. This year all their players were playing worse. Like I'm not
Like
signaling out Rice. I'm just saying they
people,
actually all played better, somehow won nothing, all played
Hmm.
worse, and somehow won something, and that can't make him worth 100 million. Now, if you're
Hmm.
willing
like
to pay a
honestly,
hundred
honestly,
million,
when
it's different. If you're
hmm,
willing to pay 100 million, that's fine. But you can't tell me he's worth 100 million. That's what
Hmm.
I'm trying to say. I'm not saying, listen, if you have money, you spend it how you want. It's not my money. You can buy whatever the hell. You
Hmm.
can buy a yacht. You can buy a Lamborghini. I don't care. It's not my money. You're not spending my money. But if you tell me he's worth that money, I
Hmm.
go, I don't agree. That's how I look at it.
yeah,
By the way,
I don't really agree.
just for the record,
Hmm.
I said Chouameni was not worth 100 million either. And the TCSP boys are there to prove it, because I told them to their face live when we were doing a watch along. I said Kamavinga will
Hmm.
be better player last year. Those same TCSP viewers, some of them we are shared, they came to me and said, Nathan, you were right. Kamavinga was the standout. I said it in the
Hmm.
second game of La Liga. I did a live watch along with Jayant Bhai. I said Kamavinga is going to stand out because you can see how it is. And now
Hmm.
Chouameni is worth 100 million. He's not worth 100 million.
But like before I go to Bilal, like please guys who are watching, it doesn't take much. Do hit the likes and please subscribe not just to this channel. Go to FTWB and subscribe, and go to Nathan Bai channel. Nathan Bai channel is in the link given below in the description, and I'll add FTW after the video. So do go and subscribe to both the channels. We'll take some chats. But overall, on this chat, I do want to if Mount drops his best season, 15 goals and assists, then justified. Yeah, I think it's two ways, but I still believe that you can get a resale value on Mount in the future, because like
Yes.
it or not, British players will always be sellable. That's the reality of the Premier League. And
Yeah.
taking some chance, and I'll ask this question
Achha,
to
I got a question for you both to ask. Like it's not
yeah, sure,
related to
Bilal.
Premier League teams. Like it's I really follow Real Madrid. Like so, do you rank Kylian Mbappe? Is he coming for 160, 170 million this summer alongside add-ons to make him 200 billion signing? Like is he coming? Is Perez doing
He's
something or
staying with
not?
PSG. He's running his contract down, then getting a
Papa
big
Perez,
bumper contract from Real.
Hoselu will get you 20 goals, brother.
Nah,
It's
man,
okay. I'm
Joselu.
telling you.
Eh,
I'm
Joselu,
no,
telling
no,
you,
no,
20
no.
goals.
he would be a
He
second
won't
choice
score 20,
because
bro.
because
Nathan,
there
bro,
are
he won't
reports
score
there are
20.
because let me explain you that Fede Valverde will be playing as a right winger, and it's quite
Hmm.
obvious that Carlo Ancelotti will play him as a right winger because there are so many midfielders in that Real Madrid midfield at this point of time. Cruz, Modric, Bellingham, these kind of this midfield is packed because Kamavinga at sometimes will be playing as a left back, and believe me that in the middle of the season, in the end of the season, he would be doing that because Mendy would be leaving this summer, and Fran Garcia, if an injury arrives or something like that. But a striker like I think Rodrigo would be playing as a false nine for me because Rodrigo has proved himself as a false nine, and Vinny would be eventually the left winger. But there's no depth in that Real Madrid attack because only Joselu is there. There's no left, I guess left wing. Left wing. There's no depth in that left wing, and only Vinny and Rodrigo can rotate. There's no right wing depth. There's nothing after after Gareth Bale. There's no proper. Real Madrid have signed a left-footed right winger. So I think Mbappe should come, yaar. Should come. Nahi, yaar. Matlab, this season, again, 160 million, 170 million for him would never make sense. But PSG, on the other hand, would want to sell him if he doesn't want to renew his contract. So
the best way to screw Mbappe and Real Madrid, like seriously, I'm not even joking. Wait till Jan 1st and go, yeah, Real Madrid, we'll sell him to you. He can't play Champions League football. And you're just like looking at him and going, thank you. We'll come back at the end of the season for free. It's like there's no point. It's okay, thank you. That would
But
be the
taking
best way. That's the best way PSG will get back at Real Madrid. They'll be like in January.
I don't think
Fuck
there's
you.
any way. Nathan Bhai, I think PSG have been done for the money that guy has been taking. Even Prime Minister might not demand that money. The guy has
no,
no.
his mother is the main deal. His mother is the main deal. She wants 200 million, I guess, 140, 160 million signing bonus or something, loyalty bonuses. What I don't
Crazy.
really know. He's really meeting the Qatari amirs and that guy, French president, I guess, prime minister, who's that?
Macron.
Macron. Macron.
Macron.
He's meeting that guy, and it's
I
like
think Bilal Bhai, the
so much
problem is
politics is involved in this
Bilal Bhai,
case,
the
bro.
problem is politics are there because he's a star. Like being very, very honest,
No,
that's a big star
honestly,
of the
if
team.
we really talk about if people are considering him like the next Ronaldo of Real Madrid, like I'm not considering him at any point of time. He won't reach that Ronaldo level. And guys are considering that Real Madrid were signing 2000 Ronaldo in 2007. They tried in 2008. Ronaldo even declined the offer that he wanted to stay at Manchester United in that year. And in 2009, finally they signed Ronaldo. But this in Mbappe saga as well. In 2021, Real Madrid wanted. In 2022, they didn't get it.
And I
Mbappe
think Bilal
rejected. In
Bhai,
2023, he'll be coming. Like people are making those myths, but I don't really agree with that. Ronaldo didn't
but just
do these tantrums at all.
yeah, Bilal Bhai, for me, fully agree with that one. But I think where Mbappe can work, like, see, nobody can really catch the legacy of Messi and Ronaldo. Like, those are football goats for me, one of the football goats. But I think where Mbappe can work, see, I've been saying this to a lot of my friends as well. I think Mbappe and Haaland are the future of football. They're going to be two massive pros. And if you have one of them, and in future, and I know they're not pleasing on the eye, but I think the talent I'm seeing right now in the world, I don't see really that type of talent we used to have many years ago. I think Mbappe, Haaland right now, in
Yeah,
terms of what they're doing,
it's all
they
about
are big
money.
stars.
Football has become all
Hmm.
about
Mbappe,
commercialized
Haaland,
kind of
Vinicius Junior,
everything.
and Real
Yeah,
Madrid are
Vinny,
going to have all
Vinny.
three. In next 3-4 years, Bilal will be sitting here wearing in specs here with the black one and saying Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius Junior when thrash Manchester City 4-0. So that could happen in the future, and I think it's a big reality
That could
because
really is
Real is
really.
everything. Like Eden Hazard, just a short point. The guy was at his best, and I think the problem with him was Real Madrid allure is too much. It's too much to reject, and
No, no.
now we're gonna chance.
There are so many reasons why he failed in. Yeah, you can take chats and then we'll discuss about a bit more
Yeah, yeah.
about Eden Hazard.
Sure. I think Lost really are going to beat PSG, betting thousands on it. I think the way PSG are going right now, I think there might be a chance, but I think overall, it's still not going to happen. Like
I
PSG
think
are
they're
too strong.
building an
Let's be
under par
real.
kind of a team, under
But
kind of a
let's
team
be
like
real, Gurshan. Gurshan, let's be real. How many games did PSG win 1-0 and Messi just showed up? Like it's not that far. It's honestly not that far fetched. How many times did they won by the lone goal? No matter how good the team was. Like people are telling me, oh, they didn't have Neymar in this game. I'm like, bro, you didn't have one play in this game. What about the rest of the
Hmm.
11? Are you trying to tell me this 11 is better than that 11? So you all scrape through by 1-0? There is no team
And I
that
think
is
we like it
11
or
on
not,
11 better in the French league,
Lille,
and you're
Lille
still
had
won
a good
1-0.
time, but Lille are not that same team anymore. I think it's not going to happen. As much as I
I think
love that to happen,
Monaco.
yeah, but I think still, bro, is
I think
too far. Like that
Leon
league,
would eventually come as well, and
Leon are trying for
in
Crystal
the next
Palace.
few years,
Captain America, getting the shield
honestly,
and winning the title. It could happen. Captain America is
honestly,
here, man.
in the
Come
next
on.
few years, I guess PSG's
Come
downfall
on.
would eventually come because they're just spending high on the players. There's nothing like there's a report as well that Luis Enrique had a fight with Luis Campos. Like in he wanted his management committee and everything. He wanted that. but Luis Campos said that they would be mine, and there is a fight or something. It's not even official at this point of time. PSG has to make 6 signings official, including the manager as well. So
I think the
that's
thing is, I think they need to back Luis Campos. Luis
You
Campos, the
have to back
footballing
Luis
brain.
Campos. With
Guy is
respect
a
to
huh.
Luis
genius.
Enrique,
Luis Enrique is there just for money and building his football.
Hippy Tappy,
Luis Enrique is
Hippy
not there
Tappy
for.
football. It didn't work
It
for
won't work.
Spain.
It
It
won't
didn't
work for
work for
in
Spain.
France. In France,
Everyone's going, Arey, yeah, I remember all the content creators going, wow, Spain played this fantastic brand. I'm like, bro, you know what losing means? What are you all talking about? We're not watching friendlies. For the World Cup, everyone's going, wow, they got this tiki-taka football. Barcelona. I'm like, bro, are you high? Like, what are you talking about? You know, the 2010 team would outplay this team, and they didn't play tiki-taka football.
Hmm,
That 2010 team was baller, yeah. These people,
hmm.
oh look, distribution again. There's another distribution. Unai Simon is not a better goalkeeper than David De Gea or Robert Sanchez
no.
or
Honestly,
David
honestly,
Raya.
he is not.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He is never.
fuck
And
Luis
I think
Enrique
this.
because he
I think the
screwed
way they
David De
were
Gea.
playing was a
He
bit
screwed
overhyped. Like,
him.
see,
No,
we
no.
cannot lie.
He really had some grudges with David De Gea, Sergio
No,
Ramos,
Yeah.
and Danny Carvajal, Nacho. These kind of
you tell
no.
me, guys, tell me
Honestly,
one
He
thing.
if
had
One
grudges. Like,
thing.
there's reality. He had.
How many people, right? Eyes closed. Whether you watch the Premier League or La Liga, will tell me
Hmm.
Unai Simon's a better goalkeeper than David De Gea.
Nah, no way.
What are you all
never,
about,
never,
yeah? Like,
never,
it's
never.
But
ridiculous.
I think
He
no,
doesn't
being
even get
very honest,
selected in the
like
team.
being very honest, the problem it's just not even that. It's just how they run overall as a Spain. Like, what do you prefer? Like 2010 team can play tiki taka because they had the quality. Like, why are you forcing it? You have Alvaro Morata damn as a striker. The guy cannot score in anything.
Terrible.
Guy
They
won't
really
score
made him the
anything.
captain. They really made him the captain in the last few
That's
days,
the
I
problem
guess.
because they don't have anyone Bilal Bhai. But Bilal Bhai, you are a Real
How
Madrid
the
fan.
hell he can really become a
But Bilal Bhai,
yeah,
being a
yeah,
Real
tell me.
Madrid
Bilal,
fan.
after the 2010 team, they gave Diego Costa Spanish citizenship because Brazil did some stupidity where they played some Brazilian football player, Fred, as striker. They got screwed in the World Cup. Diego Costa said, screw you, played for Spain because they had no number 10 after David Villa.
Hmm.
They still don't have a number 9. They still don't have a number 9 after
Hmm.
Diego Costa. These
They
guys are
only try
clowns.
like honestly. I tell you one thing. Even if the Barcelona fanboys agree with me or not, even if they tell me that I'm a Real Madrid fanboy, or I would eventually disrespect Barcelona or no. I'm just speaking the facts which are there, and he really wanted grudges. Luis Enrique. He really did. Whole other team was consisting of Barcelona or these. There was no one of Real Madrid in that, and eventually it's kind of a grudge for me. I saw
Since
him
what?
because I
Since
really
the 50s, right? Since the 50s, there's never been a
But I
Real
think,
Madrid
guys,
player in the
like
team.
I do understand. Like, this is a good point. Like, De Gea is 100 times a better goal shot stopper than Unai Simon. But I think the problem with David De Gea, as much as he
what
admire
did he
him,
do in the penalties? In the penalties, what did he do? There was
no, he
just
flopped.
something.
Like, no, Bilal Bhai, he flopped, and this is why even David De Gea in penalties has not a
Okay,
very
okay.
good record.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before you finish this, sorry,
Yeah,
Messi
sure,
is
sure.
good. You know me and I know you because we are on different channels and you're always there, so I'm aware of you. I have one question to ask you. Forget David De Gea. He didn't get selected in the top 100 shot selection. There are no 4 goalkeepers better than David De Gea in Spain, first of all.
There's a call.
No,
There's a
aren't
call
4.
for me, and I'll be coming up.
Okay, cool. There
Sure,
aren't
sure.
4 goalkeepers better than David De Gea, system or not. There just aren't in Spain. Okay, there just aren't, respectfully. Second of all, second of all, David Raya can play the ball at his feet. How is Unai Simon better than David Raya? It's not about De Gea, Messi is good. I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, to not get selected when you're clearly the best goalkeeper in the country,
Hmm.
that's one
But
thing.
I think
And then if you
that's
want to
the
go by
problem.
ball
Like,
playing goalkeeper, David Raya
hmm,
is playing for Brentford. And he's
hmm.
pinging balls for Brentford.
Yeah.
Come on. If you don't
For
want
David
David Raya,
Raya, I
fine.
think
David
even I will
Raya,
understand. Like, Nathan Bro, I will
Bobby
understand if he
Sanchez,
plays David
Bobby
Raya.
Sanchez, first half of the season,
Hmm.
Bobby Sanchez before the World Cup,
Was
Bobby
fantastic.
Sanchez. Come on, yaar.
And
Unai
I think Luis
Simon.
Enrique,
Come on, yaar.
I think it's just like with top managers, sometimes it happens. My choice is my choice, and my choice is the best. And I think these top managers, we all know, we like it or not, they hold grudges with the players. And I think
He's a
that's the way it works
fantastic
with him.
coach, dude. He's a fantastic coach. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
It didn't work in the Euros in his first tournament. Didn't work in the World Cup. He had to change it up. Dude, this ain't prime Barcelona. He can do that at Barcelona today. He can do that. He can't do that for the Spain national team. The quality is not there. The quality is not there. Whether you have a ball playing goalkeeper or not, the quality is just not there. You're talking about Puyol. You're talking about Puyol, okay? Puyol and prime PK for flipping Pau Torres and I don't know whoever the hell else. Bloody Sergio Busquets was playing centre back in the World Cup. And oh, sorry, Rodri,
Rodri,
who plays
Rodri,
the
Rodri.
whole season. The whole season he plays at DM at Man City, treble-winning Man City. He plays centre back in Spain. Bro, y'all got no centre backs to play from behind. Y'all have none. Y'all have none. Y'all have to play Danny Carvajal at right back because y'all have none. With respect to Danny Carvajal, I love Danny Carvajal as player. He's not good enough. But y'all want a ball playing goalkeeper from
No,
the back.
honestly, if I talk about that development of the Spanish players, na, in the previous times there were so many players of Real Madrid in of Spanish nationality like Sergio Ramos, Dani Carvajal, and but now even Barcelona and Real Madrid are going after the star players of other countries like
Other
Brazilians,
countries.
like those players,
A
and
baller,
that
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
That fellow's a baller. The Uruguayan guy. What's his name? Arajo. Fucking hell,
Ha.
he's baller, yeah.
I think overall,
Baller.
just on this point by Messi is good. See, I do agree with you. Messi is good. Fully agree with this one. ETH. I think for me, if I want to build a current modern team, I might not have a David De Gea. But if I have a goalkeeper who at
Oh,
shot
fair enough.
stopping is
Yes, yes.
not good, then it doesn't even make a benefit. Like Kepa at Chelsea, I do admire Kepa. Good guy, is really good with his feet. But Kepa is horrible from his shot stopping. Like last year, he made some good saves, but it literally cost us a lot of time. Like Manchester City match, we had 0-0 and he could not even claim a cross and it went straight in. What's the benefit of having a goalkeeper who is good with his feet, but the guy cannot even save? If you have a
Achha,
goalkeeper
what
like
is so you can
See,
continue then.
see, there is a balance. Messi is good. I appreciate you respectfully disagree, but at the same time, I don't think it really requires a genius to know the tiki taka for the Spanish national team wasn't working. I think the Euros was a good
yeah.
example. You fast forward that 2 years, everybody's 2 years older. It didn't work again. It's as simple as that. Like, but he didn't
Achha,
want to change.
there's a
Say,
report like of photo mag. I don't know what is this. Is
what?
it first year, second year? But Fenerbahce are said to have a meeting with David De Gea's agent this week and will make an offer.
Oh, fuck off,
He's not going.
Fenerbahce.
He's not going to Fenerbahce. He's not going.
And
Like he
and
will
and you
finally.
and for you there's a report of Fabrizio. What will be happening of Christian Pulisic to AC Milan, because
I
he
think the
doesn't
problem
wants to
is
change his mind. He wants to go there.
no. The problem is like he wants to go there, but AC Milan like are offering 20 million
But yeah,
and Leon.
honestly, your club is getting some good
He's just,
cash at this point
he's
of
just,
time.
I think
We
he's just
like
going from
Bilal
Chelsea.
bhai,
He's just
we are
going.
getting 250 million damn pounds. We are getting 250 million money. But I think that's the point, Bilal bhai. You can have all the money you want, but if you don't spend it wisely, then what's the benefit? If you sign a Caicedo, if you sign a Onana, if you
Good
sign, let's
point.
say, another midfielder like a Turkey, just an example of creativity, good
And
window. Then
won't you
move
go for
on.
an attacker? Won't you go for an attacker?
But I think
Because
for
Raheem
me, I don't
Sterling,
want to go.
you won't trust Raheem Sterling for long.
No, no, no.
Just go with
I
Datro
I've already
Fofana.
accepted. I
He'll
want
come through.
Conference League football minimum. Like that's my minimum target next year. I want minimum Conference League football. Let's complete the treble, Conference League, Champions League, Europa League. But that's my minimum expectation
Just
next
how
year
the
because
mighty have fallen. Just how the
no,
mighty
the
have fallen.
reality. Bilal bhai, like let's be honest. Newcastle right now are better
But
served than us. Like,
honestly, in these 21st century kind of like,
hmm,
it's the most dreadful downfall of such a team of the top
yeah.
six teams. Like honestly,
I
United
think
had a
Bilal bhai, the problem is like
terrible
I'm not even taking
21-22 season.
no, no, I do agree, but I'm not even taking a sympathy. Bilal, but the problem is the way what it happens. Like we were going very well last season. Like we had a in October in 2022 season, we were top of the league. We were really going well. Then suddenly Chile got injured. Then Reece James got injured. Everything derailed, and after that the ownership problem came. Roman took went away, and I think people forget that Todd Boehly came into the club in June. Like Todd
Yeah.
Boehly was appointed as owner in June. Already the transfer window was done. Christensen Rudiger already left the club by previous ownership, not by Todd Boehly. The guy had to immediately sign players. Like manager was
Yeah.
angry. I don't have a centre back. He had to go there immediately, pay the money for Koulibaly. Acha, Koulibaly available है? दे दो. Acha, Sterling available है? ये लो 50 या दो. क्योंकि we had no players. Season
Yeah.
because of World Cup was starting in 5-6 weeks, so he had to make blunders. And then he, because a new owner comes, he doesn't like some people. Very made mistakes. He sacked everyone. Everyone. Like today, I'm sitting. I'm going to work If I know a doctor, he's not there. If I know a receptionist, she's not there. If I know an uncle, he's not there. Like, I am saying, where am I going? And suddenly the side felt angry. The biggest idiotic move Todd Bowley made, where he has to take blame, was sacking Tuchel, where he should have been patient with him, kept him till the end of the season and sacked, and then bringing Potter. Respect Potter as a human being, but Potter was inexperienced. Poch was available at that time. You should have got Poch from that time. Available for a free at that time, Pochettino. We should have got him. We did not. And I think the season went in turmoil. I think now we are building something good with these youngsters. We are building a team in future where we won't have to put the money. We'll build a stadium. We'll be a stable team. And I've already said on a lot of channels, this ownership might be spending a lot of money, and people might not agree with me, but they are a glorified FSG. In the future, they're not going to put the penny in. In the future, they're going to make it commercialized. Chelsea is going to have WrestleMania retirement matches for John Cena at our stadium. That's going to be reality. Chelsea will be the next Tottenham. You will have Beyonce, you will have everyone Hollywood performing here, Dwayne Johnson, John Cena final match. So that's a reality. That's going to happen here. That's going to happen. Like, that's a way to earn money right now. And that's really
Funny
gonna
enough,
happen.
he was at the O2 on Sunday. Funny enough, he was actually there.
And I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Chelsea will do it. But the thing is, with having 25-year-old players who in future will flourish, they won't have to put the money. But the only risk with that project is currently you have to be patient. Next season, Bilal Bhai has said very well, I don't see a goal from anywhere. I don't even know where the goal is going to come from. And this is why my expectation is Conference League. But before we end the video, my point is over. I'll take final points from Nathan and Bilal Bhai before we end, because it's getting past 12. Like, Bilal Bhai, overall, what's really coming on our channel and overall, and your final opinion on the Mason Mount deal and how it's going on. And then we'll go to Nathan Bhai. And people, do go to both the channels and subscribe.
Acha, on the Mason Mount deal, like we've talked like enough on that, because Mason Mount would eventually be the fourth to fifth choice player in that Manchester United squad, and like he'd be a long term replacement. But honestly, I'd want my club United to really act something good, because honestly, even if I talk about Real Madrid have signed three players, and it's looking like they're just going after Kylian Mbappe. And for Manchester United, it's not that much opposite, but United are not moving in the correct direction at this point of time. Like, signing Mason Mount is okay and okay for me, but you need to sign a striker or a goalkeeper, and that sale should be made. Sale of Manchester United, the MUFC takeover should be completed as early as possible, because it is not happening at this point of time. Even Fabrizio has confirmed that there's been dry reports, nothing has been there, and it was looking like that 92 foundation was established in that I guess
Registered
the
as a
I guess
company in England.
registered,
Incorporation.
registered the company corporation, and it was looking like that in the next 1 or 2 weeks. It's past a month. That news has passed a month as well. So honestly, there is nothing concrete on that, and I don't really know what would happen with this club if these Glazers stay as long as they want to. But honestly, that won't make really any sense for me, because if they stay, and they would eventually do again the same with Erik Ten Hag, they did with the Louis Van Gaal, they did with everyone, kind of every manager, because no manager has yet really, they don't really give much signings, they don't really give much cash, and eventually United have been stuck with FFP rules and regulations, and eventually we won't be able to sign much players. So it would again go down, as we didn't had much signings, we didn't have squad depth, we didn't have the pull and everything, and that is why we didn't finish the top four in the next season, or like in the Champions League we failed, in the FA Cup we failed. It would eventually go down to that, and that eventually would lead to Erik Ten Hag getting sacked, or probably if Glazers stay one more year or two. That's my point.
So Nathan Bhai, your final opinion on Mason Mount and content
Acha,
creation.
I'd be leaving. Thank you. I have to
Absolute
go.
pleasure, bro. People, do go and subscribe to FTWB Football Talks with
Thank
Bilal.
you.
Please go. Thank you, Bilal. It was an absolute pleasure to talk with you, bhai. Do connect more. It will be fantastic to have you on more. Thank you, bhai.
See, I explained, it's not what I would go for, because I wanted to establish our own place. I just wanted to side note, because we were kind of talking over each other, but then when Bilal said Benfica, I just remembered something. We should have bought Orkun Kokcu.
Mm.
We should have bought Orkun Kokcu because now he has 100 million buyout clause. Stupid. I was very interested in Orkun Kokcu if we couldn't get a Toyn Coop minus from last year because I didn't know we were going to get Casemiro. This is before we wanted to get bought Casemiro, obviously. It's like, let's get Kokchu, good number 8, can play 6, won a bunch of Eredivisie Player of the Months last season. Why not? They won the league as well. Um, I would have gone for Orkun Kokchu. We would have got him much cheaper. What did they buy him for? 25 and then put 100 million buyout clause on him?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and Erik Ten Hag, I don't know. Erik Ten Hag doesn't mind buying from Feyenoord because that's where we got Tyrell Malacia from. I'm very surprised considering how he's interested in buying Brobbey and other players from the league. Uh, that's my take on it. So for me, I'm very happy with the signing long term because I know we won't renew Christian Eriksen's deal. At least I believe we won't. Depends on our injuries. If we get sales from McTominay and make money, we might keep him for the extension as well. It depends on what we sell next year. For me, I would have taken Kokcho or Quinton Timber. I don't know if you know this, but Jurien Timber has a brother who plays at Feyenoord. He's a DM.
Mm.
Quentin Timber. I would have taken Quentin Timber as Casemiro backup first, and then maybe go for Mount because we need two midfielders, a 6 and an 8 replacement. Apart from that, I'm happy with the deal. We could, if he does well, we could resell him. He is 24. Even after his contract's done, he won't even be 30. So that way, I'm happy. I just wish we use the limited funds we technically have right now because we haven't sold anybody on a goalkeeper or a striker. So in that way, I'm not happy. But as a buy, I think it's a good deal because eventually we'd need a number 8 anyway. So
And the content
I'm
coming on
okay
our
with
channel
it.
too.
I'm sorry, what?
Content coming on a channel, like overall content coming on a channel.
Uh, I mean, I'm gonna do stuff, but right now I'm just taking a break because you're asking me if I'm gonna do any stuff, right? Upcoming,
Yeah, yeah.
upcoming. I'm having a series with other content creators coming out soon. I call it State of Affairs. We're gonna have a bunch of content creators from other clubs, and I'm just gonna have a talk with them, find out what they're thinking separately. So that will be it. In the meantime, I'm gonna be live with Sadiq Bhai for the UFC 290 preview. As I was telling you earlier, I watch other sports as well. And Sunday 7:30 in the morning, I'm gonna do a live watch along for UFC 290. So that's what's coming fixed. Friday and Sunday, I have some streams coming up. Friday night, Sunday morning. But apart from that, if we have a buy, if some news comes out, I might go live. But as I've told you earlier, I don't think it's happening. So Friday is
Mm.
probably next when I'll be seen on the YouTubes.
So people, do go and subscribe. Link in the description. Sports is a fantastic content. We'll take the final question. DDG doesn't suit ETH fine. They want to improve better, but I do agree with the last one. That's not a way you treat a club legend. Your final point.
No, he's our only legend in the last 10 years. If someone goes, Zlatan is a legend, I'm like, get out. Get out. Like, you can't do 2 seasons, one bad season, one Europa League winning season and go, he's our legend. No way, man. I'm not having that. The way we have kept our legends is tenure and consistency and through eras. Class of 92 eras, the early to mid 2000 eras, and then the post Sir Alex Ferguson eras. There is one legend from 2013 to 2023. Y'all can like him or not, but he's gone for a free because, well, for whatever reason, he's gone for a free. Depends on how you look at it, I suppose. Because we gave
So
him a
will you do a
contract and then we pulled it back.
will you do
We
a
didn't
Wimbledon
watch
watch
long
along?
Danish later rounds, Danish. Because quite honestly, I don't have the concentration ability to watch 5 hours of tennis anymore. I have to get back into it. I have not watched tennis in a while. I have to really
Same, and
build
I
myself into
used to
watching.
love watching tennis, but man, 5 hours is too long. Like I'm still watch a
Tennis,
test match.
yeah, no, bro, I can't watch it. I watch IPL. I did IPL watch alongs this year. I can't watch a test match to save my life, dude. I
I only
can't.
watch
I
it like
can't.
if it gets interesting, then I watch it. But 8 hours, nah, man, that's too
Not
big.
possible. I used to watch tennis, cricket, pro wrestling, UFC. I used to watch these four things. Then if Super Bowl comes, I watch the Super Bowl. It's just a variety, right? Like sometimes there is no sports going on, so there's other things to watch. But yeah, that's the great thing
And I
about
think pro
sports. If
wrestling
you
I've
if
been
you are
watching just
interested,
because of Bloodline. Bloodline is just, oh my god,
bro,
wow.
can I tell you something? People might get really bored about this discussion, but I'm telling you right now, as someone who's watched WWE for over 25 years, actually longer. I've actually used to watch WCW Nitro when it was being aired. Um, if you want to go for wrestling, I would say watch AEW. AEW is better wrestling, hands down, hands down. If you go card by card, even on a weekly basis, they are better wrestling. And I would highly recommend, if you can, to watch Forbidden Door, which came out last week. Highly recommended. Highly.
But
I
I
don't know
think
if
Bloodline story is something else. That story,
did
the
you
way
see,
they
did you
built
see
up.
the Money in the Bank? Did you see the
Yeah.
Money in the Bank? Dude, did you see how they were singing Cody Rhodes' song word for
My
word?
god, man, that
That
was
only
so
happens
good.
in England. Only in England that happens. Only in England, because they are so used to that
It was
culture
the
of
best
singing the song.
atmosphere, like one of the best atmosphere
Yes.
I've seen in a pro wrestling
Puerto
pay per
Rico
view.
was good. When Bad Bunny came out, Puerto Rico. You heard the pop when on the chorus? It was
I think it was one of the best pay per view I've watched. The recent time
definitely.
with WrestleMania.
Definitely.
That was definitely the best.
But I'm telling you, if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW, watch Forbidden Door. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay's match went over 40 minutes. Fantastic.
Nah, that was a good
I'm
one.
te-
Kenny Omega is one
I'm,
I
I'm,
like. I really like him.
I'm telling you, watch Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. If you can get the clip separately, watch it separately. That match will be worth it. But I do recommend watching Forbidden Door if you have not. Excellent pay-per-view. Excellent.
So on that note, people, thank you so much to Nathan Bro to join us. Pleasure, bro, to have you on. And Big Bro Johnson also came, but now we have
That's
to also,
true.
you can't see me, eyes closed, so we have to also sleep as well. It's already 12 o'clock. Big up Ayush Bhai to support, and thank you so much, brother, Sports and Nathan, to come on.
BG is
People
here.
do go to the channel, link in the description, subscribe, some fantastic content, a lot of sports covered. And thank you, Nathan Bhai. Thank you to the chat, and thank you, everyone. Big up, everyone.
Problem,
Hope you have a
guys.
great day.